Here Lies Love is a groundbreaking Broadway musical that tells the story of former Filipina First Lady Imelda Marcos's rise to power and subsequent fall at the hands of the Philippine People Power Revolution. With an immersive theater experience and Broadway's first ever all-Filipino cast, the show brings important aspects of the history of the Philippines to the forefront. Let's take a look. I'm sold just by that little blurb right there. Joining us now is actress and producer Lea Salonga. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me how it feels to be part of a musical that really delves into such historical aspects and also an all-Filipino cast.
First, with the all-Filipino cast, it feels like, oh my gosh, we feel like we're pioneering something. I don't think there's ever been an all-blank on Broadway before, like an all-Japanese cast, an all-Chinese cast. But so this is something that I'm hoping other people of color can look upon and see, okay, this is possible. It'll be our turn to do this next, whenever that next time is going to be. As far as the history, once more Filipino and Filipino-American producers got on board, it became really, really important to make sure that everything was historically right, and that the truths were being told in a very creative way.
Now, you play the mother of a senator whose assassination actually ignited the People Power Revolution. Right. What drew you to that role?
I was asked. Lead producer Clint Ramos, who's also our costume designer, he asked, would you be interested in joining us on this show as the mother of Ninoy Aquino? And then the next ask was, would you also be interested in perhaps being one of the Filipino producing team? I was like, ooh, sure. Being asked to perform in something is what I'm used to being asked, but to be asked to produce and to produce on Broadway, that was the much more interesting question.
And of course, a belated congratulations for being the first Asian woman to ever receive a Tony Award for your role in Miss Saigon.
Thank you.
How do you think in that time that diversity and representation has changed on Broadway?
I think we've come a long way. I mean, I feel like I've come a long way from being one of the only people of color in a room, being the only Asian person in a room. And it feels like, although things like this perhaps should have happened many, many years ago, I'm glad that it's happening at all.
And this is an immersive experience for the theater goer, because at one point the theater entirely changes into a disco.
Yeah.
How do you think that enhances the audience's connection to the performance?
The audience that joins the show from the dance floor and the gallery seats right above it, they are as much a part of the action as the actors are. They become folks who are on the campaign trail. They become, people who are part of the People Power Revolution. They become wedding guests. They become the patrons of Studio 54. They become whatever they need to be in whatever moment the show is portraying. So the audience becomes then not an audience anymore, but active participants in the action.
What do you hope that people take away from Here Lies Love?
Oh, I think people can take away what they will take away. Some folks will come away from the show feeling more curious about Philippines and Philippine history. Hoping that, especially for Filipino families, that they come away feeling empowered to have conversations that they might not have wanted to have previous to seeing the show. That they start research or go and take a deep dive into history, go into further reading, go into more information about the Philippines. So I'm hoping that the audience has a curiosity to find out more.
Lea Salonga, we thank you so much for joining us. Want our viewers to know that Here Lies Love is now showing at the Broadway Theater.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.